Hey Rangers, just wanted to let you guys know, give you guys what rundown what you guys are going to be expected to do today. Today is Friday, January 29th, and so let's jump right into it. So your learning target today is we're going to still be decomposing these composite figures. Remember, decomposing meaning to break down or tear apart, and composite figures meaning a figure that is irregular but does have polygons inside of it that we know. And we want to pull those polygons out of that figure so that way we can find the area and then put it back together to find the area of all of it. Okay, so again, your learning target is I can decompose a composite figure and find all the missing side lengths, which is what we practiced yesterday, right? Is transferring those numbers to find its area. So again, we're looking for the area of the overall shape. So let's go take a look at an example from your homework or classwork today. So if you're using this video, you can refer back to it. I'm pretty much going to be working number one along with you. So make sure that whatever I'm doing, you do as well. So that way you can understand what to do for numbers 3 and 4. All right, so question 2 on your practice looks like this. And we have what we call a composite figure because it's irregular. So meaning that I'm not sure what to call this, but there is a way I can decompose or cut up this figure so that way I do know what to call it, right? So there's 2 shapes. So you are going to have the ability to actually draw on your assignment today, okay? We want to be able to see your thinking. So make sure that you are using the mouse to draw, to decompose, or break up your figure. So the way I'm going to break this up is I'm going to cut this figure by drawing a line right here. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. I know you're using your mouse, so just do the best you can, but I do want to see how are you cutting it up. So I've cut this figure into 2 rectangles. And again, you should be doing something very similar to what I'm doing on your practice, so that way I can see how your thinking is going. So I have 2 rectangles and I want to find the area of both. And we know that the area formula for a rectangle is A equals the base times the height. And that's true for both. So essentially your mouse is your pencil and your screen is your paper. So write down your thought process. And if you're not sure what the formulas are, on your Schoology folder today, there is the reference sheet that you can open up in another tab, so that way you have access to look at both. All right, so now I need to determine what are the base and heights of each rectangle. So let me shade in the rectangles, that way we can see them. So I have a green one here, and this is my green one. And then I have a, let's go with yellow. And a yellow one here, and a yellow one here. All right, so looking at the green triangle, I can transfer the numbers that I see. I see that I have 9 here and a 4 there. And remember, we could transfer over, you could put a, which we're going to talk about here in a second, but it's important to understand, right, if the top is 4, and I know that this bottom down here is also 4. So looking at the yellow rectangle, I see that it has a height of 6, but I'm not quite sure what the base is. So we're going to have to use what we know about properties of rectangles to help us determine that. What I do know from the composite figure is that the entire bottom of this figure, the entire base of this figure is 12. So what I need to also understand is, like we said a second ago, is that the top of this rectangle is 4, the bottom of this rectangle is 4. So if we're redrawing this separately, looking at this line, I have an orange line that I know that's worth 12. I know that part of that has already been covered by this gray line, which is 4. What I need to know is what is left over. So what section would the green be worth, which is going to be the base of this rectangle, to make 12. So 4 plus something is 12, or we can think of it as 12 minus 4. And so when you do that math, you get 8. So I can say that this green section is 8, which is also the base here. So now we're ready to actually start solving, right? We've got it set up. So the part of this process is actually the setup. And that sometimes takes more time than the actual math. So do take your time. Make sure that yours kind of memory. Yours should kind of similarly look like what I'm doing. And so let's substitute. So let me grab the grade. So to find area, I want to know what the base is. Well, that's 4, and I'm going to multiply that by the height of 9. 4 times 9 gives me a total area of 36. Then I want to look at the area of this rectangle. Now that we have all measurements, it is 8, and the height is 6. So 8 times 6 gives me 48. Now, that's only part of the problem. Because remember, I want to know the area of the entire composite figure. So I know the area of the green rectangle was 36. I know the area of the yellow rectangle is 48. So my last step is to determine the total. So I'm going to say 36 plus 48. And then I add those together. 8 plus 6 is 14. I carry my 1. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. And please, please, please box your answers. Okay, make sure you box your answers. So there, number 2 is done for you. All you have to do is go in there and copy these steps and pay attention to what we're doing. So if we look at number 3, there's not as much room to write, but I do want to see how you would cut it up and then put the area of each of the shapes that you're using. So if you use the rectangle and the triangle, inside the rectangle, tell me what's the area. Inside the triangle, what's the area? And somewhere tell me the total. And remember to box your answer. Number 4, same thing, very similar to number 2, but make sure you box your answer. So show me where you would cut it, show me the area of each individual shape, and then tell me what your total area is in a box somewhere on your screen. So if you don't finish today, that's okay, but you should get at least through number 2 and number 3. Question 1, just as a heads up, is a true-false question. It's basically saying is, can you find all the formulas for area of any shape you need on this reference sheet? And obviously that answer is yes. So make sure you go look at that. All right, so any questions, guys, shoot me an email. Again, I apologize I'm not there. Something came up that I needed to take half the day off, but I will be near my email. So if you need help with anything, shoot me an email, and we'll look over this on Monday, and we'll continue looking at how to decompose and transfer numbers and find area on Monday. So hope you guys have a great weekend. And as always, any questions, reach out.